What's going on, eBay? This is Luke with Endless Entrepreneurs, coming to you with another Sunday shipping vlog. Just going to cover what sold this weekend for me and my eBay business. If you're new to my channel, I primarily sell used clothing, men's and women's. Just getting into women's recently, and I've been doing it for probably very seriously for a year and a half. I do it part-time. I work full-time as a corporate finance analyst, and I kind of share my journey on this channel. So if you're the first time watching, I appreciate you stopping in. If you're repeat coming back from my channel and then are familiar with what I do, then I definitely appreciate the support. Hopefully it'll add some value today. The format of these, I stay true to format, is I'll go over what sold this weekend. I'll talk about the brand, what I bought it for, what I sold it for, and why I picked it up, in hopes that maybe I can share a little bit of knowledge with you guys along the way. I had quite a few sales this weekend. Sales I'm picking up a ton this last probably 2 weeks. It seems like finally come out of that summer slowdown, and it's been very exciting to see all the work put in for the last two and a half months, where it's been kind of like you're seeing a little bit of the benefit of it, but it's just been so slow. And now it's starting to really scale, especially with my bulk LL Bean order that I bought a few months ago. I bought 3,000 pair of new without tag pants, and they're really starting to scale up and sell a ton right now. So really excited about that. But let me just make sure I sound okay in the chat, and then I'm going to jump right in and show you guys what sold, and then we'll do some Q&A at the end. Hey Brandon, hey Michelle, got Treasure Hustlers in there, Gently Loved Brands, Adam, we got Reseller Guy, hey Sunshine, hey Kareem, got Wade's Ventures in the chat. How you doing, Wade? Brandon just shout out Abolo, Willis and Geiger. Yes, Willis and Geiger is a great brand. If you're not familiar, definitely should be picking that up. All right, so let me jump right in, and we'll start with what's sold and try to help you guys out a little bit here. I'm going to save the I'm going to start with the LL Bean stuff. I'll save the other stuff for later. So yesterday was one of the coolest things. So I had a buyer purchase 10 pair of pants, all at full price. Well, full sales price. I was running 25% off sale. So they bought 10 pair of pants at, I think it was, I want to say it was $20.99 a piece, something like that. It was crazy. I remember coming down the stairs. It was in the morning. I look, I'm like, holy crap, I just got a huge like $200+ payment from someone. Like, I don't have anything listed for that much. I don't think, maybe a suit or two. And I looked, and sure enough, they bought 10 pair of pants. So I'm just going to I'll talk through briefly what they were. And then I'll talk through some of the other ones that sold. But my buy cost into these guys, just so you know, when I say I sold them for $20.99, I got these for $1.15 a piece. And especially like in a case like this, I actually haven't figured out how to ship it to them. It's probably going to be a couple priority boxes taped together, making kind of like a bigger Frankenstein box. But what's happening is when they buy in bulk like this, it takes my shipping cost, which is normally like $6 flat rate to get it to someone, priority, down to like $1 or $2 per pair. So it really, really awesome for the profit margin when I sell 10 of these like this. And just to kind of perspective, these are all men's pants. They're all the same size. They're 30 by 36. And they're a variety of pleated, flat front, navy blue. We got tan, beige. And it looks like someone probably just was picking up for work, I'm guessing, and they wanted a variety of different styles and colors. But in either case, these will go out the door tomorrow. Really excited about that those sold. Definitely the biggest kind of momentum purchase to date from the bulk order. The pant sales in general are doing really well. I think I've sold 6 this morning already. I can just see them starting to pick up. We haven't even hit August yet, which I'm excited about. Everyone keeps telling me that the school uniform, back to school season will be really good for the khaki pants especially. So here is the other real hot seller that I've had lately, and I sold 5 pair this weekend so far. These are these blue, they're like hiking pants. They were in the LL Bean order, same cost, $1.15. And I sold 5 pair, see here. One buyer bought 3, another buyer bought 1, or 6 pairs, sorry. Another buyer bought 1, another buyer bought 2. So at $1.15 a piece. These will ship probably around, this one will ship first class, which is pretty cool, the one by itself. This one, the 2 together, I'm probably going to ship flat rate. These should fit in the envelope for $5.95, so about $3 a piece to ship. And then the other 3 will probably go in just a priority box and probably be, probably around $3 a ship a piece. So pretty cool there. Was excited about that. It's nice to see the LL Bean stuff start to move, especially because I spent so much time getting it up over the course of the last 2 months or so. Actually, those are supposed to be those. And then I had 3 miscellaneous pairs sell just to random buyers. actually. So 2 different people bought these. They're like a gray taupe, like greenish, hunter green pleated dress pant. They're part of the Ella Bean one, and then just some navy blue ones. So these are all just cotton dress pants, nothing fancy. All right, so now to the fun stuff, the more individualized, cool stuff here. We have, so this was a polo golf. I'm gonna see if you can see the tag there. So polo golf, it's like a quarter snap. You can see the snaps here. Has the polo golf logo on the front, just like a golf jacket. It did have a couple flaws on it, just like really light marks on the kind of the nylon on the back. I disclosed those and this sold for $22. I actually got this for, I remember I got this for the sweater price of $3.99. So $3.99 to $22, not too bad. It seems a little heavy. I might have to go flat rate for $6. We'll see. It's gonna be right on that cusp of the 16-ounce line. Football season's coming up, so some of my jerseys that I've had and that bulk buy I had last fall is starting to move again. This is a Jamal Charles from the Chiefs, and I believe he got traded. I think he's with Denver now. So I think a lot of the nostalgia, the people from the Chiefs, you know, grabbing his jerseys here. But sold this for $38. Was in this for $12.50 because I bought all those jerseys at $12.50 a piece. So not a bad turn, 3 times my money. That'll ship first class. This was that vintage Lacoste sweater I found a couple haul videos ago. You can see the vintage Lacoste tag there. I got the crocodile or gator, whatever you want to call it, right there. And this is like that Orlan acrylic. It's kind of like a coarse material. That's what the vintage ones are made out of. And this is a cardigan button-up. Had one little flaw on the sleeve that I notated, and this sold, took a best offer of $24, and this for $4. All right, Lucky Brand jeans. I love to sell Lucky Brand jeans, especially men's. Actually, and I say, let me clarify. I don't like to sell the women's ones very much anymore. I love selling the men's ones. They sell. I think this is like my 7th or 8th pair I've sold this month. And these sold for $24.99. Took a best offer. In these for $5. We'll ship flat rate for $6. It's just kind of that bread and butter type turn item there. Find these quite a bit. Dockers and various Kohl's type brand dress pants, new with tags. Found these for $4. These sold for full price. It was like $23.89. I was running a sale, so pretty decent turn there. This is a Nike Tour Performance dry fit polo shirt. I don't really pick these up at the thrift stores, but I had bought. There was a local reseller a couple months ago that sold me. He had started selling clothes and decided to switch to Amazon. So I bought all his clothes off him that he sourced for $3 a piece. So this was in that lot. I just kind of bought it after seeing a couple pictures of what he sent. So sold this for $17.50 from 3. So not a huge sale, but a steady one. Here's one of my favorite brands, Mountain Khakis. I don't know if you can see the logo here. So these are shorts, and they had some little like wear marks on them. They're size 42. They're pretty big. These sold for $26.39 or something weird like that. I was on a sale. It was in the 26s. I picked these up when I was in Austin, Texas at the Green Room Meetup, actually. So I sold quite a few of those items. I sold the shoes. I've sold these. I've sold the Cinch jeans. I'm getting close to paying for my hotel room, I think, which is pretty exciting. But either case was in these for $4.99. So good turn there. And guys, and for anyone new, I put these, the reason these are in plastic bags, sometimes I get comments saying, hey, it'd be better if I could see them outside. I pre-package all my items in these poly bags because I store them in a non-temperature controlled storage unit. This is just how I do it. And then when I ship, I grab them all by their inventory number. I package them up in another poly bag. I print, I ship, and I go. So sorry about that. I try to show whatever I can here, but at least can talk through it. This is Ex Officio. This is it's like a green women's button front shirt. It is vented. I like selling the men's stuff sells a lot better. The women's stuff sells okay. I've had this for a really, really long time. So I took a best offer of $16 just to move this. Was in it for $4 way back when, but was happy to move that. Sold 2 blazers. This one was a Ralph Lauren trim fit. It's got the Glen plaid, like gray wool pattern. I think it was a wool silk blend. I'm pretty positive. It was definitely a trim line, which is always helps with selling. And it took a best offer. I think it was $36.99. I posted this on Instagram a little bit ago. That's kind of like the bottom I take. Like that $35 mark seems to be like the bread and butter price for blazers, sport coats, and suit jackets for me. And I get these for $4.99, and this will ship for flat rate for $6. So all in on $11. Then there'll be some fees, but turn that to $36. I'm pretty happy with that. And here is another blazer. You notice this one is not pre-packed. I've been auctioning off a lot of my old suit jackets I picked up a really, really long time ago when I first was learning. This one is pinstripe. I don't pick up pinstripe by themselves anymore, suit jackets, unless I have the bottoms, the complete suit, because they just don't sell. And that's why I auction this, just to get it out of my inventory and get some money back. And what I've been doing is I've been auctioning my old suits off for $9.99 plus $9.99 shipping. And I've been getting a lot of just one bid purchases. So it's basically selling it for 20 bucks. I picked it up for these ones so long ago. This was probably $2 or $3 and a half off day when I used to live in New York. And if you saw me pull the tape off this, I used to put it directly on here. Don't ever do that. That's why I have the poly bags, because you're going to damage the clothing. I know I say that every week, but just to remind any new viewers, don't do that. You at least use the poly bag and then mark it. But the reason I picked this up a long time ago was it is Loro Piana, which anytime you can find that fabric, and it's with a good brand especially, pick it up. Now, Loro Piana isn't really the brand. It's they're like the material, like the maker of the material. And usually you'll see like a brand and Loro Piana, so like Brooks Brothers and Loro Piana, and that's what adds the extra value to it. But in either case, this one went for $19.98, I guess, $9.99 plus $9.99 shipping. So glad to get some money back out of that and just move it out of my storage unit, free up some room. We got 2 more items here, guys, and then we'll switch over to some Q&A and just kind of chat on how the week's going with sales. So we have Banana Republic. Occasionally we have an outlet store here, so I find these new tags actually quite a bit in stores. I'm pretty choosy with what I grab. I like to grab pants. I stay away from the button front shirts. They're just so saturated. They don't move that well. I'll pick up sweaters when I find them. But these are modern fit. They're 31 by 30. You can see the tag there. And these for $3.99. These sold full price, I think, yesterday for like 24 or 25 bucks, right around there. And then here is the last item. It is Merrill. It is a brand right there, and it's a full zip, like lightweight hiking shirt. I've never seen anything like it. It's not vintage, it's very lightweight. This sold for $19.99. Sold this morning actually while we were kayaking, and I was in this for $3.99 at some point in time. Judging from the SKU number, probably last fall, I'm guessing. So fall into $19.99. But yeah, that's what sold for me. I might have some more sales today. I want to do this a little early. On the way back from kayaking, we actually go right by my storage unit, so I wanted to make sure to pick up all my stuff. I didn't want to waste another trip. I'm going to go back out thrifting after this when we get done with Q&A. And then later today, I have our weekly show with Chris, the 10K on the Bay. And so I just wanted to get this out to you guys today. Stay true to my schedule and try to stay consistent with that. Sales have been, I'm also excited because sales have been good. So it's a lot more fun to do these when sales have been good versus bad. That's for sure. Let's say we got 60 watching live. I really appreciate everyone jumping on this early Sunday afternoon. Hit that like button for me if you don't mind. And we'll switch over to some Q&A here. I just see Wade just gave a $10 super chat. Man, Wade, you've been great. Wade's been out there supporting the reseller community. He has a channel of his own, and he's been very generous with some of his super chats of late, and I really appreciate that. I encourage you to go check out some of his videos over at Wade Ventures. He's got a great YouTube channel. He takes a lot of time to edit his videos, some pretty high quality stuff, so definitely check it out. Thanks, Wade. I'm going to start taking some questions here. Dustin asks, how many years have you been selling on eBay? I've been selling on eBay for, well, since college, so I would say like a decade, but very off and on. Very seriously since about I'd say late 2014 is when I got into clothing and I found Steve Rakin's videos. So I would say like late 2014 has been really serious about it, 3.5 years or so. Harrison said, do you buy these items at brand store outlets? Any issue with team logos, copyright infringement? I haven't had any copyright issues. The only time you can run into issues is if someone puts like a sports team or like a well-known brand on something that's not theirs. So like occasionally you'll find just like an off-brand polo and someone put like a patch on there they bought. You got to be very careful about stuff like that. But as far as, like a Banana Republic or anything like that, no issues reselling those at all. Christian asked, the buyers don't get upset when you bundle one package but charge them full shipping per unit? No, Christian, because I charge, I do free shipping. So I offer free shipping out of everyone. They don't incur the cost whatsoever. I just benefit if they buy more than one because it costs me less to ship it. So my model is I just give them their all-in price. I like to use that fast and free logo next to all my listings. I think it's a nice touch for the buyers. I also think it's the direction eBay wants sellers to go. Whether you agree with it or not, we could debate it all day. I just think like that's what I like as a seller. I prefer. So I do free shipping. I just calculate that into my price. And then when they buy multiple units, I win. And when they buy single units, they win. I mean, it's really what it comes down to. Just like if you were to do, you know, like flat price shipping, it's the same concept. Organically, Hannah said she hit 1,000 sale day Friday for the first time since last year. That's awesome. Great job. Let's see. All right, let's see what other questions we got here, guys. Hey, Deborah, how you doing? Adam asked, do you pick up Tasso Elba from Macys? I see a lot of Google. I do not. I've seen it quite a bit as well. I stay away from it. I honestly haven't researched the comps on it in a really long time, but I've stayed away from it. I'm not sure how it does. Live at Goodwill said Brittany from Flipping House. That's funny. What Goodwill are you at? I need to make sure to stay away from it because I'm going to be heading out thrifting here in a little bit. Let's see. Brandon Page said I had a $360 haul this weekend from 4 Goodwills. Great finds. Wow, that's awesome. It's a lot of money. Mr. Dragonfire said, question, why did you pass on the Lacoste shirts in your last video? Oh, great question. So those shirts, they had a lot of fading on the collar and under the arms. I was trying to show it in the video. I don't think the color quality was that great, but those are some of the things when I'm going through the racks, I'm checking, you know, is there any fade marks and kind of wear spots? So usually collar, underarms, are there any tears there, any stains? Those 2 particular ones, I remember what you're talking about. It had a lot of fading on the collar and under the arms, so I ended up passing on those. Normally, I always pick up Lacoste if it's in good shape, though. Let's see. Deborah said eBay Open was amazing. I would highly recommend. Yeah, I would love to go next year. This year, the summer was just so crazy, and with traveling the green room meetup and everything else, it just wasn't in the cards for me. But next year, I definitely want to make that happen. Christian said, question, may you make a video going over your LLC? Do you use your eBay store brand as part of your LLC for income? I'm more than happy to make a video, but I probably can just explain it right now. I mean, I basically opened an LLC in case I needed to use it. So I don't have it for the liability portion. I have it for in case I need to tax-wise at the end of the year utilize it. And so that just really comes down to, this is why I highly recommend it. I'm going to do a video shortly on like as you grow, having a good team. One of the things I've done recently is the CPA I'm working with, I'm paying monthly now to have conversations on a really regular basis and be proactive in planning as I grow to make sure that I'm maximizing all the opportunities. Same with I'm going to be working with a designer on a monthly basis now to help with my website and things I just are falling off the table I don't have as much time for. But that's going to be a different video kind of talking about building a team. But as far as the LLC goes, like I don't really incorporate it into like my eBay business per se as like the brand or anything like that. It's really more of a vehicle or a shell to run your business through from a tax perspective. And there is some liability benefits for sure. I'm not an expert in that. And that's why I would say like, you know, discuss it with a lawyer. I mean, that's really the best thing. Like lawyer and accountant are the 2 real big pieces you need for your business and to understand from a liability perspective and from a tax perspective. Sorry, that was kind of a long way to answer that, but that's the best answer I probably can give you. Let's see. Harrison said, do you have issues with the PayPal 21-day hold? Sorry for dumb questions I just found it. Oh, Harrison, that's fine. Ask any questions you guys want. I mean, I'll answer them the best that I can. The PayPal 21-day hold, you might have to clarify a little bit for me. Are you saying like 21-day hold if there's issues with the transaction? Because I don't really have holds with anything unless the buyer disputes something. Let's see. Oh, okay, Rock Hill. Brittany's on Rock Hill. Good. I'm glad that I'm probably going to go a little further north. I hit up my favorite one here in South Charlotte yesterday and found a lot of good stuff. So I'm going to try to hit a different one. Maybe 2 if I have time. Harrison said, do you see benefit from doing the strike-through pricing? I'm going to be honest. I'm not sure what the strike-through pricing is. If you don't mind just explaining the chat, I can hopefully elaborate on it, but I honestly am not sure, and that just could be my ignorance. Brandon said you can DBA your eBay brand if you need it through a generic LLC, at least in South Carolina. So that's good advice, Brandon. Let's see. Reseller guy said, what is your eBay store name? I don't just out and say it in my eBay videos, but if you watch any of my sales update videos, you can very easily find it and find me. Oh, Chris said you'll have a hold when you have a relatively new account. Okay, so that's great. So Harrison, I think that's what you meant. So when you have a very new account, yeah, for a while there's a hold just to show you just have to prove that you're a reputable business and that you operate effectively and stuff, and then they'll remove that. It's just been so long since I've had my PayPal account, I forgot that they do that. 2 questions from On the Roads again. Do you raise prices for fourth quarter? Do you percentage-wise? How much fourth quarter versus other 3 quarters sales-wise? We were trying to get inventory up. Yeah, great questions. And I probably could spend a whole show on this, but my basic approach is that I basically when sales get really slow, I try to run a little higher sales. And then when sales start to pick back up, I try to slide my percentage of my sale down as they scale. So like, for instance, in August next month, like I've been running a 30% off sale. The last 2 days, I just kicked back to 25% off sale. In August, I'm probably going to try to kick back to 20 and slowly grade it. And the only reason I do that is because when you have thousands, like I have almost 1,900 items in my store, I have a lot of watchers on items. And I don't want to price shock and go from like 30 down to like 10. I'd rather ease them into it. That way there's still a chance they'll send a best offer and I can sell if they've been watching the item for a couple days. And so I'm just going to slowly, ease off that. And to answer your question directly, in fourth quarter, my hope is that I can run little to no sales and get full price for most of my stuff. And I may even remove best offer for during December, November. I'm undecided on it. I'm so used to best offer and I love getting the offers that I'm not sure I can part with it per se, but I'm definitely going to be raising my prices. I don't know if raising prices is the right thing because I have everything priced at a level that I think it could sell at. I just run sales when things aren't moving as much to try to give a discount. So I think in fourth quarter, there's the opportunity to sell at what your normal high asking price would be, if that makes sense. And the percentage difference, I guess, really is, I'm probably going to go from 30% down to 0, hopefully, by the time fourth quarter hits. Victor said, you may have covered this in previous videos, but are you planning to do another wholesale buy? Great question. Yeah, I am. I'm not going to do one as big. I learned so much from this last one. I'm really happy I did it. I just did a lot of things wrong, which I'm totally okay admitting. I mean, that's how I learned. But I realized I did not have enough space to really properly process 3,000 units. Not effectively anyways. I mean, I've got them processed, almost all of them now. I mean, about a couple hundred I need to add into the multi-quantities and get them in bins. But I think like a 1,000-piece order is about what I should be doing because I would have a lot of room in my garage to have 1 or 2 people in there to help me have multiple staging stations. When I do my next one, I'm going to make sure that I have someone lined up to help with it because the goal is going to be to get 1,000 pieces in and crank it out in 2 weeks. I got to experiment a lot yesterday. I had Ben over here working for 5 hours. He was awesome. And I just kind of rotated him through some different jobs and different functions so that I could see, A, how well do I teach them, and B, how effective is it, and what are the nice rhythms. So I've been really testing a lot of those things because as the future comes, I get more bulk buys. I want to be prepared to be able to teach people and outsource and scale as I go. So long answer to your question, but yes, I am going to. So Chris said I just opened a second one for the business and still have a hold in that one. So I want PayPal. Thanks for sharing, Chris. I appreciate that. Brian said, how do you get so much for your shirts? I get so many low ballers. It really just comes down to finding the right buyer who wants that color and size. I will say there are some brands you're not going to get a high price. I would say like Ralph Lauren and Brooks Brothers, for the most part, $20 is kind of that price point you're going to get. That's the high price point. 16 to 20 seems to be the sweet spot for me. I'm not saying you can't get more if it's the right, like a really big size or something like that. But I mean, there are certain brands you can't. But other brands like that Orvis, I put up an Orvis, it's like a cashmere wool blend. It's like a button front heavy shirt, and it sold for $45 in a day. And I actually thought that was highly priced. So it's just when a buyer is looking for something they want, you can get that high premium. Adam just asked, when's your and Jason's next meetup? It's not just me and Jason, so I have to give credit here. I planned very little of that last one. I just showed up, so I have to, more thanks to Jason and Karin and Tiffany. Tiffany's out in South Carolina. They really did the hard work that went with that. But we are going to have one in the fall in South Carolina down where Tiffany lives, most likely. We're not sure the date yet, but stay tuned. We'll definitely be posting on Instagram and stuff about that because we had a blast the last one. All right, Brittany, I'll have to keep that in mind. She's saying, let me know when you're going to buy my next pallet. Maybe we can split it. Yeah, I actually looked to try to split my last one with someone. It just didn't work out. So if I find a big, maybe if I find something big, that's a good opportunity. So we'll have to talk. Harrison said 21-day hold. If you drop ship Wayfair, PayPal seems to hold the funds until product is actually delivered. Just means you have limits on using PayPal's money for product drop shipping. Oh, yeah, if you're drop shipping, that's totally different. I haven't ever done drop shipping. Harrison also said straight-through pricing is an option in our anchor store. I do not have a lot of experience with it yet. Harrison, I don't have an anchor store, so I'm actually probably a really poor resource to answer that question, unfortunately. I'm still at a premium. I need like another 1,000 listings before it's worth it to go up to an anchor store. So when I get there, hopefully I'll know. And if you figure it out, just share it. Shoot me a message on Instagram. I'd love to hear your feedback and kind of what your experience is with it so I can learn. Yeah, and Brandon, I don't have it on hand, Tiffany's social media stuff. I'm not sure. I don't know. I just don't want to give it on video if she doesn't want me to. So, but if you shoot me a direct message or do a little research, I'm sure we could point you in the right direction. All right, guys, I'm going to take a couple more questions here, and then I'm going to wrap up. I want to go hit some thrift stores, find some more product to stock up for the week. See you, reseller guy. Have a great day. Hope you find some awesome stuff. Thanks for stopping in. We've got 82 watching live, guys. I appreciate you stopping in. Looks like we got 22 likes. Hit that like button for me, guys, if you don't mind. It lets YouTube know I'm doing a good job and lets me know I'm doing a good job, so I appreciate that if you could do that. All right. If we don't have any more questions, guys, I think I'm going to wrap up here. I have a lot to get done tonight. We're going to be back live later this evening. Time, actually, let me look to see. I think we're going to go. I think we're going to shoot for 6 p.m. and get back to our normal schedule. 6 p.m. live, me and Chris. Chris will, from 10K on the Bay. If you haven't checked out his channel, you should. We're going to be on my channel tonight, and we're actually going to be talking about negative feedback and returns and tips to avoid it. Basically, we always do 3 tips. We try to do it at 6 p.m. when we can. So let's see, 6 p.m. Eastern. If you guys are around, please stop in. We do an hour-long store, and it's great. And PTY Flipper, I know you keep asking for my store name. I said earlier, I don't just give it out in videos, but if you check some of my sales update videos, you can find it pretty easily. Debbie said, emailed you to see for your spreadsheet. Mac user. Okay. Yeah, Debbie, I thought I sent those back to you. I'll double-check. I swear I sent those back to you because I remember getting your email. Sorry if it didn't come through, though. I'm in the Eastern time zone, Harrison. All right, guys. Thanks, Brittany. Good luck to you guys, too, down there. Have an awesome day, guys, and we will be back in a couple hours after I get done thrifting. Hopefully find some good stuff. Have a good one.